Michael Doran, the resolution goes to you. Turkey is an asset to NATO, yes or no?
Yes, emphatically yes. And I want to tell you that there's a story that hasn't been told in the United States, which is about the way that we abandoned our ally, Turkey. I mean, I think people are very familiar with with all of the story about how Erdogan has turned away from the West. But one of the problems with Erdogan is, and I would say actually Turkey in general, this is a nation that does not have a public relations gene. Because they have a very good story to tell in the United States, and they haven't told it. We went into Syria through the YPG, which is the Syrian arm of the PKK. Those are the separatist Kurds in Turkey who want to carve out a Kurdistan from Turkey. They're an extremist terrorist organization recognized by the United States as a terrorist organization. This is the equivalent of the United States going into, say, Jordan and building up Hamas. And when the Israelis say, you know, what you're doing there right next to our country, building up this organization that wants to tear my country apart is not good for us, we said, sit down and shut up. We told them, sit down and shut up. And when there was a coup attempt against Erdogan, orchestrated by Gulen, who sits in Pennsylvania, and Erdogan said, hey, can you extradite that guy? We said, sit down and shut up. So at a certain point, he said, you know what? They're actually anti-Turkey. Today, forget about Erdogan. 80% of Turks, according to opinion polls, regard the United States as a hostile power.
Thank you,
There's
Michael
a reason
Doran.
for that.
Thank you. The floor moves to Barbara Slavin. On the resolution, Turkey is an asset to NATO, are you yes or no?
Unbelievably, I agree with my colleagues here on this one.
I'm changing my vote.
Maybe for slightly different reasons. I just think it's important to keep Turkey tethered to the West. It's a very important, it's a very large country, and yes, Erdogan has taken it in very undemocratic directions, but we've seen a resurgence of Turkish democracy recently. There were municipal elections, and all the major municipalities, including Istanbul, voted against the government-supported candidates. So there are now defections from the ruling AK party. Some of their most talented officials, former officials, are now going to start a new party. So I think the last thing we want to do is to move away from Turkey now when Erdogan finally is beginning to look a little bit weaker.